It's turned into a nice night for baseball at Target Field, and the Twins have a chance for another early clinch against a divisional opponent, the Detroit Tigers. The Twins winning last night and padding their lead in the American League Central to a game and a half. Nick Blackburn hoping to rejoin the roster with a win tonight. And welcome to Target Field. I'm Dick Bramer. You'll hear from Bert Latevin in just a moment. The Twins, one of the best records in the major leagues yet. It's been a tough 5 weeks from the standpoint of keeping their best players on the field. The latest injury to Joe Mauer, and today, some encouraging news for the Twins catcher.
Joe Mauer's report was good. He had an MRI today, and everything came out. It's a deep, soft tissue bruise on the bottom of his foot, and we're back to day. It feels better today, but of course he's getting an MRI now, or just finished one, but he feels better today and has told everybody it feels better.
And significant, Bert, because it is not a bone bruise as we originally thought, and a far less severe injury, a soft tissue bruise.
Well, hopefully Joe Mauer, like manager Ron Gardenhire said, it's day to day. He's getting treatment. Hopefully, he won't start here tonight, but maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. Hopefully Joe's back soon.
Well, the Twins have the luxury of having his replacement get 3-4 hits a game, so they'll be quite happy to let Joe let the thing heal.
Well, you know what? If you look over Joe Mauer's, history as far as being a hitter at the major league level, 4 times he's had 7 hits in 2 games. And, we don't expect Wilson Ramos to get, 7 hits and beat Joe Mauer. My goodness, he's won 3 batting titles, but what a major league start for Ramos. Not only the way that he's been able to get 7 for 9, but it's where the hits have been. Right there in last night's ball game, a hit down the left field line. In Cleveland on Sunday, it was off the center field fence. And then in last night's ball game, going to right field, the inside-out swing, that a double down that right field corner. So he is using the whole field. He is red hot right now, and hopefully it continues tonight.
Well, the Detroit Tigers last night played their first game in the Twins' new ballpark, and everybody raved about it. Of course, the fans have been raving about Target Field, and one of the features they enjoy, the roomy concourses. Marty Gellner will have more on that in just a moment. Dealers. Visit your local Northland Ford dealer or go to northlandford.com. By Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. By GMC, we are professional grade. And by Budweiser, with full flavor and a crisp, clean finish, it's what we do.
Last night, the Twins snapped Detroit's 5-game win streak. Tonight, the 3-game series continues. I'm Marnie Gellner at Target Field. Tonight, throughout the broadcast, we'll show you some of the specifics that make this such a fan-friendly ballpark, beginning with the concourse. Just look at the space and the width behind me here. The concourse on the main level is 40 feet all the way around, where at the Metrodome, the concourses were only 22 feet. So there's almost twice as much room to get around the ballpark here to take a lap or get to the concession stands or wherever it is that you want to go. And if you want to go up or down, that's a lot easier thanks to the escalators. There are 11 of them here at the new ballpark. There were no escalators over at the Metrodome. So getting around the ballpark is so much easier. It's a fan-friendly place. And throughout the game tonight, we'll show you some of the other amenities and upgrades of this place. But first, coming up next, it's the Twins and Tigers in Game 2. Nick Blackburn will get us started next.
Ballots, they have depth. It's led to an offensive outburst, piling up 18 runs in the last 2 games. Tonight, they look to keep it going against a Tiger team that is still in search of some success in Minnesota. Twins baseball starts now. And Nick Blackburn climbing the mound. The Twins have just taken the field for Game 2 with the Tigers. The Twins, as I think you know, have won every series except the series they lost in Detroit, and have a chance to pay the Tigers back for that series loss already here tonight. Here's the Tiger batting order, brought to you by Menards. Austin Jackson has been the hottest rookie in the American League. Johnny Damon, Maglio Ordonez, Miguel Cabrera, Brennan Bosch, another rookie for Detroit, Brandon Inch, then another rookie for Detroit, Scott Sizemore, Gerald Laird, and Adam Everett.
And let's take a look at the scouting report on Nick Blackburn. Welcome back, Nick Blackburn, making his 5th start. He left the team to be with his family. And the key here tonight for Nick Blackburn, of course, there's 10 days in between starts. Sometimes a sinker ball pitcher, you might be a little bit too strong, and Nick Blackburn needs to find a way to keep that ball down in the strike zone and utilize that sinker.
Northland Ford defense for the Minnesota Twins. Delvin Young in left field. He made the first error for the Twins back in the week's first season. Denard Span, Michael Kadai around the infield with Quinto, Hardy, Hudson, and Morneau. And Ramos back behind the plate.
The Twins have not made a lot of errors. Only 6 errors on the year.
And Orlando Hudson said that last night he winced a couple of times with a hand injury that he got swinging the bat. The stingers that hitters talk about. If you don't make solid contact, sometimes it kind of reverbs into your hand.
Yeah, that glove hand, the left hand of Hudson. We'll keep an eye on that. With Dontrell Willis up, like Roy Smalley we talked about last night, as a right-handed hitter, it's not going to bother him as much.
Well, here is Austin Jackson, who has been red hot for the Tigers.
Right now leading the American League in hitting with .377 batting average.
Blackburn misses with the first pitch, ball 1. When we got our first look at him, the word was he had a lot of holes in his swing, was striking out at an alarming rate. But almost as if someone hit a switch, he's really cut down on the strikeouts. The Twins have yet to strike him out. And a strike, 2-1. Jackson has been averaging 3 hits a game for the past week, and he got hits his last 3 times up last night.
Leading the American League with 43 hits.
3-1.
And Blackburn, that's been a problem for Blackburn, falling behind an account. Now again, he left for family matters. It's been 10 days between starts, but 8 walks, only 7 strikeouts in 23 2/3 innings for Blackburn.
And he walks him on 5 pitches, just the 11th walk taken by the rookie Austin Jackson. We've had a threat of rain all day, but it has yet to rain. A few sprinkles here or there, and we have cloud cover, but we think that's going to clear out. A cold front's coming through, so iffy weather, I guess, but good enough at least to start on time. Here's Johnny Damon. And now time called. Orlando Hudson pointing out something beyond first base.
Yeah, it looks like that second base bag might be a little loose.
And they're going to have the grounds crew come out and anchor second base. Sticking up a little bit, it looks like. And so a couple members of the grounds crew are going to come out and shovel out some dirt. So the base will...
Now they bring a little spoon with them. That kind of gets that dirt out of that little hole where that peg sits in. There you go.
Now,
good job.
Base is secure. Every time I look at the flags, they're blowing in a different direction. So I guess.
But isn't it nice to look at the flags and watch them blow here in Minnesota?
Swirling winds, maybe evidence of a cold front about to come through. And Damon takes a strike.
Oh, Blackburn very good at holding on runners, too. He gets ahead in the count of Johnny Damon right there. Keep an eye on Jackson. 5 stolen bases in 6 attempts.
That's almost half the team's stolen bases. Chopped to third. Punto waits for the second hop. Out there. And safe at first. Damon, despite his, shall we say, veteran status, can still fly down the line.
I mean, that's a great turn of a double play right there. I mean, Damon just beat it out. Well, as I mentioned, Blackburn making his 5th start of the year. It hasn't been an easy ride so far for Nick Blackburn. He's coming off an outing back on April 24th in Kansas City, where he pitched only 4 1/3 innings, his shortest outing of the year. He gave up 5 earned runs. The high ERA, unlike Nick Blackburn. Again, not a strikeout pitcher, a contact type pitcher.
Might take high definition to see it, but we've got some rain falling here now, and the camera position in center field buffeted by the wind so much that kind of a wobbly view from our center field camera because of the wind gusts. 1-0 to Maglio Ordonez up the middle. Blackburn knocks it down. 1-6, free double play. So Blackburn pitches around a leadoff walk and faces just 3 men in the inning. Rain gear. And Bernard Span leading things off. Takes strike one from Dontrell Willis. Span with a couple of hits in the ball game. A Tiger terror in his young major league career. And strike two called. It's 0-2. We saw Willis do that a lot in Detroit. Not known for his control, certainly, but he got ahead of a lot of hitters.
Yeah, he did a great job. Willis, coming off that start in Detroit, 6 shutout innings, making his 5th start, his 6th appearance for the Tigers this season.
And he put Span away on 3 pitches. Bernard's batting order for the Minnesota Twins. Span heading back to the dugout. Hudson heading to home plate. And then Justin Morneau taking over the 3rd spot in the batting order. Jim Thome, Michael Kadire, Delman Young, J.J. Hardy, Wilson Ramos, and Nick Punto.
And Dontrell Willis making his 5th start. Very impressive in his last start. Again, 6 shutout innings against the Twins. The Tigers winning that ball game. And that being only his 2nd win for the Tigers in 3 seasons. Signed a 3-year contract with the Tigers a couple years ago. Orlando Hudson trying to keep a hitting streak alive, a 10-game hitting streak.
2-0. Now, counts such as this in Willis's start against the Twins in Detroit is what frustrated the bench staff a little bit. Twins felt that some of the hitters were a little overeager once they got the count into their favor. And instead of doing that, taking a close pitch in some key at-bats in Willis's start against the Twins, just felt that the hitters were a little too aggressive.
Well, in that ball game right there, I mean, the first 4 innings he faced 13 batters. He's able to get strike one on 8 of the 13. So he really did a good job at getting strike one. It was the 5th and 6th inning that he started to fall behind, and that's what Gardy and Joe Vavra wanted to see out of the offense of the Twins, a little more patience.
And it's a 5-pitch walk that puts Hudson aboard. One thing I can just about guarantee you is Willis will not have the low pitch count like he did. I think the Twins, by and large, will be much more patient here tonight. Bosch, Jackson, and Ordonez in the outfield. Inge, Everett, Sizemore, and Cabrera around the infield. Gerald Laird behind the plate. But again, that's all dictated by the pitcher getting ahead strike one.
Yeah, you get strike one, the hitters have to swing the bat.
Here's Morneau moving up to the 3rd spot in the batting order against Willis. hit third there last night. Got a couple of hits and a walk. 1-0.
Yeah, Willis, 28 years old in his third season with the Tigers. Two-time National League All-Star, but been a frustrating 3 or 2+ years for Willis.
Five of the last 6 pitches out of the strike zone from Willis. And there's a strike, 1-1.
Saw the batting average of Justin Morneau, 356, third best in the American League, behind Jackson and Robinson Cano with the Yankees. Defense shading Justin a little bit to pull. Not quite the shift that Cleveland put on him.
Foul back, Morneau with a hefty swing and a pitch left up in the strike zone. A little frustrated with the result of that foul ball. And the rain continues to fall here. Swirling around with the gusty wind currents. 1-2 to Morneau. Hacked foul.
Well, Justin still looking for his first home run here at Target Field. Leading the Twins with 6 home runs. Jim Thome on deck. He has 5.
Umbrellas are allowed here, but the Twins want the smaller personal size umbrellas rather than the big golf umbrellas.
Can't bring your beach towel umbrella here?
No, for obvious reasons. You don't want to impair the view of anyone who might be sitting behind you.
Well, plus you're not going to the beach.
That's true. And what the Twins have recommended, and whether the fans listened or not, just get the raincoats and slickers and things like that, and you'll be perfectly dry when it does rain here. 1-2 to Morneau. Hudson aboard. And it takes outside. Now the Twins are in a nice pattern here where they've scored at least 2 runs in 4 straight ball games. In last night's game, a 4-run first inning gave Scott Baker an early cushion.
Yeah, Willis will come at the Twins with a good fastball in the low 90s, the hard breaking ball, and then the changeup. Didn't throw a lot of curveballs in that outing. There's a curveball right there, misses inside.
And it's a full count. See if the Twins move Hudson here. Laird very good at throwing runners out.
Well, Laird has thrown out 6 of 14 potential base stealers, and Hudson at first base, 2 stolen bases in 2 attempts.
Long shakeoff, couple of shakeoffs by Willis.
Twins overall 14 stolen bases in 17 attempts.
Hudson goes, and Morneau takes a called third strike, and Hudson's aboard. Morneau can't believe it. He was ready to go to first. So 2 strikeouts, a walk, and a stolen base for Hudson. Here's Foxtrot.
Well, looks like Jim Wolf, the home plate umpire, giving the outer half of the plate. Justin dropping his bat. He can't believe it. Willis picking up his 2nd strikeout on the play. Hudson stealing his 3rd base. He gets into scoring position.
So Thome will hit. Twins haven't put a ball in play yet. And Thome takes inside a ball. Thome getting a little more playing time with the absence of Joe Mauer.
Jim Thome has hit 61 career home runs against the Tigers. That's the most home runs against any opponent.
That's to left center field. Nobody there. Hudson will cruise home. The ball rolling all the way to the wall. And Thome glides into second base, and the Twins get another first inning run.
He has been such a great addition to this Twins offense. Jim Thome picking up RBI number 15 on the year. Taking that looked like a little cutter down and away the other way. His 4th double of the year as Hudson scores. And it's 5 straight games the Twins have scored at least a run or more in the first inning.
Kadire taking low, ball one. It was Kadire sending one into the upper deck last night with a couple of men aboard that took the game from 1-0 to 4-0. Down low, 2-0, and Laird coming out to talk to him.
See, 5 batters so far. Willis has fallen behind on 4 of the 5 hitters, and that's not what he did in Detroit.
Well, here's the first inning home run for Kadire last night.
Oh, no doubt about this. This one off of Max Scherzer. A breaking ball left up, and Kadire, the first Twins player, any player, to hit it up in that second deck here at Target Field.
2-0 to Kadire. 3-0 with Delman Young on deck. And Kadire picking up some debris that's blown out of the upper deck. So the walk that Willis issued to Hudson has come back to haunt him here. And he's in danger of filling first base with another walk.
Let's see if he has a green light. Takes a pitch right down the middle. Kadire, 21 home runs on the year. Tied 4th in the American League. Yel Cabrera, the first baseman for the Tigers, leading with 27 RBIs.
3-1 to Kadire. And ball 4, and 3 of the first 5 batters have reached. And a chance for Delman Young to do tonight in the first inning what Kadire did last night. Twins baseball brought to you in Sony High Definition. First and second, 2 gone, and Delman Young, the hitter. Young with a home run and a 4-hit game in the series finale in Cleveland. And he takes down and away ball 1. In beating the Twins in his last start, Willis won for just the second time in a Tiger uniform. Not a real good return on their investment. 2-0. Tigers acquired him and signed him to a contract extension, and Rick Knapp is going to make a first inning trip to the mound.
Well, spent a lot of time the last couple of years on a disabled list, diagnosed with anxiety disorder.
But that's a diagnosis, by the way, in which he doesn't agree. He has never admitted that he's had an anxiety disorder. It was a means the Tigers could use to put him on the disabled list. He said, "There's nothing wrong with me. I don't have command of my pitches."
Well, 24 pitches so far here in the first inning. Only 10 have been strikes. A couple walks, couple strikeouts.
2-0 to Delman Young. Slices it foul.
And Willis, one of those pitchers that will be talking to himself on the mound.
One on the board for the Twins. Young in position to do more damage. 2-2. And J.J. Hardy hoping for a chance here in this long bottom of the first. Handle of the bat fouling out of play. Willis threw 101 pitches in 6 innings in beating the Twins, and he's already about a quarter of the way there, and he's only gotten 2 outs. Another 2-2 to Young. Slice to right. Base hit. Tomey around third. He's coming in. And Young delivers a 2-out hit. And again, the Twins have at least a 2-run first inning.
Well, that pitch down in the strike zone, the inside out of Delman Young, just hitting it over the glove of Cabrera at first base. So Delman Young, a base hit. He picks up RBI number 11. And the Twins take a 2-0 lead.
Not only did Willis beat the Twins, he and his bullpen mates shut out the Twins 3-0, and they strike for at least 2 here in the first inning of the rematch. Here's J.J. Hardy. Breaking ball over for strike 1. Hardy bringing the average up to 240. Young has brought it up into the 260s. Hudson has brought his average up over 300. Inside, 1-1. A 30-pitch first inning.
Hardy currently on a 7-game hitting streak, 9 hits and 29 at-bats, a .310 batting average.
Two and 1. You saw that graphic, that stat. The Tigers have had a great capacity to come from behind, but Jim Leland has been, warning everybody, we can't keep doing this. We need better starting pitching than we've been getting. Grounded to short, and Everett flips to second and nearly pulls the second baseman Sizemore off the bag. A couple of runs for the Twins. They leave 2 aboard, and it is 2-0. La Crescent, known as the apple capital of Minnesota. There's a 17-mile drive, the Apple Blossom Scenic Byway, rising sharply out of La Crescent into Bluff Country, just a beautiful part of this beautiful state of Minnesota. Miguel Cabrera hitting with the bases empty, and he takes strike 1. Middle of the Tiger lineup, Cabrera, Bosch, and Inge facing Nick Blackburn. Chopped foul, 2 strikes. All right, Blackburn has said his time away has allowed him kind of to reflect on a slow start. He says he's been trying to do too much with his pitches. What's that mean?
Well, trying to overthrow. That's the biggest thing. Blackburn needs to almost slow down a little bit. Utilize a breaking ball right there. Good pitch right there with, an 0-2 count. Ball got away from Ramos as he looks at that right thumb. When he's too strong, that fastball straightens out. And when you try to just be a little more calm out there, you're going to get a better feel for the ball. And hopefully you'll get some more break.
First Tiger hit goes to Cabrera leading off the second inning, and let's find Marnie Gelder.
Dick, tonight we're trying to bring you some of the fan-friendly conveniences of Target Field, like the wide concourse, which is 40 feet wide all the way around here on the main floor. At the Metrodome, the concourses were 22 feet, so there's more room here, but more room with a view, too, because you can be in line at a concession stand and still see the field. You don't have to watch the action on monitors like you did at the Metrodome. So for the fans, it's a convenience, and it's really so simple, Dick and Bert, to see the field when you're at a concession stand, but it's a bit of a luxury for Twins fans here at Target Field.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like much, but boy, what a change from the other place. One strike to Bosch, and Blackburn will get another fielding chance. Just one, as Blackburn is getting his outs encouragingly on ground balls.
Oh, good sinker right there. Bosch just kind of getting on top of that ball, right back to Blackburn. He turned a nifty double play off the bat of Ordonez to end the first inning, where that glove was actually behind him when he knocked the ball down. And right there, he had to feel his position and made sure of one. And then it's up to the shortstop, J.J. Hardy, to complete the double play, but Bosch stays out of the double play.
Here's Brandon Inge. Double play ball. 1, 2, nicely turned, and Blackburn has gotten 6 outs on ground ball outs, including a couple of inning-ending double plays.
It's deep, going back Lowenstein. It's gone. A home run for Tigers.
We lost an icon today. The Tigers' longtime voice, Ernie Harwell, passed away late this afternoon at the age of 92. Ernie had been ill for about a year, and he's one of those guys, and unfortunately we've lost too many of them lately, Bert, that their iconic status goes beyond the market in which they work. I mean, everybody knew Ernie Harwell.
Oh, he sure did, and he will be missed. See Jim Price right there.
Dan Dickerson working now with the Tigers radio crew as well. And we last saw Ernie last summer. He came by, and the voice of the Tigers, a former broadcast partner of our own iconic voice, Herb Carneal. This press box that we work in now, named after Herb Carneal, like the press box is at Comerica Park after Ernie Harwell. Ramos with a wild swing and a miss, and he strikes out to start the second inning. And Ernie Harwell, the physical image of him changed over the years. The voice did not. He was as recognizable in the early years as he became later, having done Tiger games.
Oh, he's fun to listen to and just a class man. Ernie will be missed.
one down in the second inning, and now Nick Punto. You know, about a year ago, the Philadelphia Phillies lost their great broadcast voice, Harry Callis. And a strike. 1-1. Punto with some productive at-bats, including a walk, a run scored last night, a sacrifice fly in the 5th inning. Game before that, he got one of the bigger hits in the road trip, a 2-run single with the bases loaded and 2 out in Cleveland. 2-1 to the Twins' third baseman. Foul back.
Oh, that ball right below us. It was in his hands and he dropped it.
2-2. Willis hoping for a smoother ride in the second inning. Lifted down the right field line, should reach the seats. Hasn't stopped raining altogether, but it has lightened significantly since the first inning. Still think I prefer this ballpark for night games than day games, as beautiful as the weather has been during the daytime. This ballpark shows up real well under the lights. 3-2 to Punto. And it sounds different than the other ballpark. There's a ballpark din. You can hear it, just a constant din that you heard in ballparks for 150 years. And Punto draws a 1-out walk. Roy Smalley, your thoughts about the passing of Ernie Harwell, just announced a little while ago.
Yeah, Dick and Bert, I had the privilege really to play in the American League while Ernie was broadcasting all those years, all of my years in Detroit when I was in the American League. And Bert, you mentioned what a class guy, what a nice guy. Ernie had the uncanny ability to make you think, even as a visiting player, that he was paying attention, that he was watching you. He would come up to visiting players, and as Nick Punto dives back ahead of a pickoff attempt, but he would come up to visiting players and acknowledge a hitting job or a fielding job he had done the night before, or ask about your family. He was an amazing man.
Well, he's a lot like a National League guy, Vin Scully. You know, he was the Vin Scully of the American League.
You know, one of my favorite Ernie Harwell stories involved Joe Mays, who was a Michigan native and who grew up listening to Ernie Harwell. And one of the first, if not the first win Joe Mays ever got was at Tiger Stadium. And he pitched a great ball game against Detroit. Another throw to first. So the next day, Ernie asked me if I'd go over and introduce him to Joe Mays. So I walked Mr. Harwell over to the Twins dugout. Joe was sitting there, and Ernie, ever so humble, said, "Joe Mays, my name is Ernie Harwell. I announce games for the Detroit Tigers." And Joe was just floored that here was a man who certainly needed no introduction in his life because he grew up listening to him broadcast Tiger games. But in addition to everything else, Ernie, one of the more humble guys we've had in the press box. 1-1 to Denard Span. Struck out his first time up against Willis. Foul back, 1-2. Span struck out a couple of times against Willis in Detroit last week.
Yeah, Denard still looking for his first hit off of Dontrell Willis. 0 for 6 so far.
Hey, how about that? A little rainbow peeking behind the scoreboard. Or maybe this is the pot of gold. Huh?
Nice catch right there by Cabrera.
One and 2 to Span. He's trying to increase a 2-0 lead. step off about the time Span was going to ask for time.
Punto at first base, a couple stolen bases in 2 attempts.
Check swing, 2-2. There you can see the rainbow up in the sky, and it ends right here at Target Field. Another throwback to first. Hey, Roy Smalley, Willis with an unusual delivery to home plate, unusual delivery to first base. What's Nick Punto looking at here if, in fact, he's interested in stealing a base?
Well, he's watching his front leg, and when he picks it up, see, he went with a quick step there. But when he is thrown over to first base, he picks his leg up high like he does when he's going to the mound, but he picks it up straight up in the air rather than going back. What guys will look for against left-handers most of the time is when the front leg goes behind the the back leg that's on the rubber. He's got to go to the plate. So his pickoff move is if he's going to come to first base, he's got to go straight up with the leg, and that's what he's watching for.
The fans applauding a little bit of a cloudburst here. It's really coming down now. And the fans, I think, applauding the fact that they're out in the elements a little bit for the first time since 1981. We have a double rainbow.
See right there, when he picks it up, he went straight up with his leg.
I think the reaction from the fans is, look, we'll sit out in the rain and watch baseball, but we don't want to sit out in the rain and watch this.
Well, then he utilizes that slide step if he doesn't go there like that.
Toward the hole, and that'll bleed through. Span has a hit. Punto to second base. And the Twins are building a one-out threat here in the second.
Yeah, there's first Span's first hit against Dontrell Willis, just taking it the other way. Oh, pitch down and away, and Span, good piece of hitting, doesn't try to pull it, just taking it the other way, and Everett just can't reach it as it gets into left field. The Twins get their third hit of the ball game. Runners at first and second with one out.
Here's Hudson. Drew a one-out walk in the first. Came around to score on Tomey's double. Up and away, ball one. Warm and dry, enjoying baseball. Called strike 1-1. This is the hardest we've seen it rain here.
Yeah, a lot of people might be saying, how come the ground crew isn't coming out? But these just must be little patches of rain that, they'll let this pass and hopefully it'll clear up.
Fouled away. Talking with Larry DeVito, the groundskeeper, before the game. He says it seems like every game that the Twins have played, there's a 30% chance of rain. Well, it's 100% right now. But the Twins have a monitor with radar that they will look at. It's right by where the umpires review home run calls of the visiting dugout. Chopper back to Willis, and he fires it, but nobody there. And Hudson is out at first and appeared to cross the bag, hobbling a little bit. Willis threw it to the wrong middle infielder.
Well, as a pitcher, when the runners are at second base, especially first and second, you kind of turn around and you say, okay, who's covering? my second baseman or my shortstop. And this is a double play right here. He's got to turn it. Instead, he throws the ball to the second baseman as Adam Everett was the one that was covering. They do get an out at first.
Well, the Twins have turned 2 double plays. The Tigers don't turn one here, and we'll see if Morneau can make them pay for it. First base open, but Thome on deck. Morneau called out on strikes in the first. Pitch up and in, and Morneau fouled it off the umpire's mask, I believe.
Jim Wolf having some fun right there, saying he's all right.
Morneau wanted to cash in on the Tiger misplay on the first pitch. There's the umpiring crew. One strike to the Twins' first baseman. Busted bat. And Sizemore throws to first. The Twins leave a couple in scoring position. It's still a 2-0 ball game.
Covering second base. Sizemore, you told me you were covering second base. Instead, it was Adam Everett.
You can get involved in the game tonight. Let us know who you think will be the Arby's value player of the game. Text the word value followed by a space and the player's name to short code 234234. Sizemore leading off. Another ground ball hit to Hardy. One away quickly.
7 outs, only 17 pitches thrown by Nick Blackburn.
Michael Kadire has drawn a walk. That's all he's done so far here tonight. And he had 44% of the vote. Now 42, now 39. Thome gaining. Delman with 14% after driving in a run in the first inning. Strike one to Gerald Laird. I'll tell you, Blackburn's got some nice karma going tonight. Every time he's been on the mound, if it's been raining at all, it's been lightly. And every time Willis has been on the mound, you can hardly see center field.
I mean, Blackburn's only been out there for like 5 minutes, and Willis has been out there for 35 minutes.
Another ground ball. 2 down. 8 outs on 8 ground balls. You can pick up a great Mother's Day gift at any of the Twins merchandise locations this weekend. Twins Pro Shops are located in Apple Valley, Roseville, and Minnetonka. or come by the beautiful, majestic, athletic Twins clubhouse store at Target Field. It's open 7 days a week, stocked full of the latest Twins apparel and merchandise.
Boy, Rick Anderson has to be very happy at what he's seen so far from Nick Blackburn, all the ground ball outs. Meaning Blackburn's not trying to overthrow, trying to stay within himself and stay with his strength, and that's down in the strike zone. Just like that, and getting ahead in the count. 9 batters, been able to get strike one on 7 of the 9.
And where we've seen Blackburn and other starts clocked in the low 90s, I don't believe I've seen him hit 90. His fastballs have been consistently 88 and 89. That one, 89. It varies from ballpark to ballpark, but
you see as high as 91, low as 80.
Foul back, still 2 strikes.
Sometimes I think you can try too hard, and especially for a sinker baller. We see him. I think we saw that from Max Scherzer last night, trying to overthrow the fastball, and he was a sinker baller, and he had better innings, in the 3rd and 4th inning than he did in the first 2.
Ramos scoots to his right to try to block that pitch. 1-2. Ramos has taken a couple of them in the dirt away from the paddock. That's looking north and east. It looks like a scene from The Wizard of Oz, and behind us, clear skies, a pop-up, and Hudson with the call and the catch. Another 1-2-3 inning for Blackburn, and clear skies ahead of us this evening in the 2-0 Twins ball game. For Nick Blackburn, the skies are breaking up, and looks like it's going to be a pleasant night for baseball here. Hopefully the rain has stopped. Jim Thome will lead off the 3rd for the Twins. He doubled in a run, the first run of the game for the Twins back in the 1st inning. Down low, ball 1. And a strike. Mentioned that Thome's gotten a little more playing time as of late, not so much because of Mauer's injury. Big part of it is Jason Kubel is struggling, hitting about 200, so Kubel hasn't been in the lineup as much as he or the Twins would like. Thome pounds it foul.
And that's what's so nice about this ball club. I know in the pregame there, Tim Laudner and Roy Smalley were talking so much about the balance that this ball club has. You have a guy like maybe a Jason Kubel that, is struggling a little bit. Boy, you have a Jim Thome you can put in his spot.
2-2 to Tomey. And a big swing and a miss at the high fastball. One away. Michael Canayer coming to the plate. He's hit 4 home runs here at Target Field, including a long one last night. Roy Smalley, what about Michael Canayer and his quick start here at home?
Dick and Bird, Michael Canayer has made a major change in his batting stance from 2008. He started it last year. Look where his hands are, way up high over his shoulder, and now started last year, and this year, look how low he's carrying his hands. There's a very specific reason he told me that he's done that.
And Willis with the bare hand knocks it down and throws to first. 2 down.
Michael said that he always has the habit, has always and will always have the habit of, he calls it barring out, and that means moving his hands up and back. So when his hands are high, you see right here as he strides into the ball, they go up and back. Well, when his hands were high, up and back meant a long ways away from the hitting zone, and so he moved them down. When he moves them up and back now, they stay right in the zone, and he has a much quicker path to the ball. He said that's really made a difference for him.
So when he was higher, Roy, he had more hand movement, where there he's just still and lets it fly.
Well, he has similar hand movement, but when he was high, it didn't take much to get way up above his shoulder, Bert, and that's a long way to the baseball from way up there, you know, and so moving him down, he kind of moves them right up into the chest area, right above Twins, and he's in the hitting area there automatically.
1-1 to Delman Young. Well, Roy, you were a switch hitter, but when I see Canayer do that, and I would happen to hear him talk with you about his hands, from the left side, I think of Stan Musial and Ted Williams, who had their hands really low. Way outside, 2-2.
You're right, Dick. They did. Musial especially had that little low hands and peekaboo stance. And one of the things that Michael's done, in addition to lowering his hands, is he's squared up and closed up a little bit. When his hands were up above his shoulder, as we saw in the still, he was a little bit more open. I think both of those changes have really, really helped him get quicker to the ball.
Young with a high fly to short center field. Jackson there to make the catch. And the Twins are done. Willis has a 1-2-3 third. He's retired 5 men in a row. Here's the Grand Casino story of the game.
Well, for the 5th straight ball game, the Twins have scored at least 2 runs in a ball game. Jim Thome, the RBI double, scored the first run. Delman Young, an RBI single in the first inning, scored Jim Thome. And Nick Blackburn, only 25 pitches to retire the first 9 batters he's faced.
And the leadoff man is Austin Jackson. Drew a walk, was forced at second base on the next at bat. And Blackburn drops a breaking pitch over for strike 1. And this guy uses the whole field like Wilson Ramos, and he gets a base hit between Morneau and the line. A leadoff man is aboard for Detroit again.
Came into the ball game leading the American League at 377. Blackburn in his first pitch, a good breaking ball. Right there, a fastball left up, and Jackson hits it past the diving Morneau into the corner. Good job of Kadire because Jackson, good speed, holding him to a single. Second hit for the Tigers.
Box Tracks brought to you by the Minnesota Department of Public Safety. Here's Johnny Damon at a two-hopper to Punto. His first time up, forcing Jackson at second base. Blackburn sailed through 3 innings, got 8 of his 9 outs on ground balls, and he hopes to get Damon and Ordonez to hit it on the ground here in the 4th. Damon takes low, ball 1. Morneau on the other side. Jackson, respecting Kadire's arm, will hold up at second. So Morneau flopping to his left, flopping to his right, unable to knock down a couple of hot ground balls.
As a first baseman with a runner on, of course you hold that runner on and then you kind of come off the bag, and that to the right of Justin, just out of his reach. And Kadire right there to keep Jackson at second. So Blackburn getting ground balls. A couple of them went through.
Ordonez hit a soft liner up the middle, and Blackburn threw his glove behind his neck and knocked it down and started an inning-ending double play in the first inning. Breaking ball left up high. It's a blue sky out there. Grounds crew during the last inning break left the tarp and went over beyond the Twins dugout. Driven to the gap. Span over. Fields it on a hop. Jackson's going to score. And the 4th inning starts with consecutive singles. And the Tigers are on the board.
Ordonez picking up his 20th RBI. That inside out swing. A career .312 hitter. Taking the ball the other way. A nice swing.
You see the difference, I guess, between leaving a pitch thigh high and having it knee high, right? Ramos to the mound. Hudson to the mound as well. Cabrera at the plate. He singled up the middle his first time up.
You can see first time through, second time hitters hitting up .311, and third time through. Not too much difference right there.
Blackburn needs an out. With the tying run at third, the Twins will play the infield back and hope for a double play and concede the tying run. And that one will find a hole. So Cabrera ties it up, and the 4th inning starts with 4 straight hits. Another ground ball, just not hit at somebody.
Yeah, sometimes baseballs have eyes. Cabrera right there, his second hit of the ball game. Not a bad pitch down in the strike zone. But Cabrera just pulling that ball. Look where that ball is right there. A lot of times that's a ground ball too short, but just out of the reach of Hardy in the left field. Rick Anderson, the pitching coach, out to talk to Blackburn.
Tigers out hitting the Twins now 5-3 thanks to 4 straight hits here in the 4th inning.
Well, Blackburn right now at 32 pitches. A lot of fastballs, the breaking ball, and the changeup. Roy, you see anything different between Blackburn this inning and then the first three?
Yeah, the ball's finding holes, isn't it, Bert? I mean, that's really the only difference, except for Ordonez's line drive to right center. But this is hard for a manager and a pitching coach, because really what happened is, as you just pointed out with Cabrera's ball, the balls have found holes. He's throwing ground balls. That's what he wants to do. There's not a whole lot you can say about it other than keep throwing them up there and keep it down and get it on the ground. They'll get at somebody in a minute.
They got 4 hits on 7 pitches here in this 4th inning.
Well, that's the type of pitcher that Blackburn is. Again, he's not a strikeout pitcher. He'll make you hit the ball, and you hope that it hits it to somebody. A couple double plays turned behind him. He's had 7 double plays turned behind him already this year. He'd like to get another one right here.
2 already tonight, and Ramos blocks it 1-1.
The defense for the Twins. Frank Bosch pretty much straight away in the outfield.
One and one. Popped up. Infield fly rule is called, so batter's out. And the catch is made by Hardy, 1 away. You can submit a question or offer up a comment online at carsoup.com/baseball. Nate Helly from Redding, California. Where's Redding, California?
That's Northern California.
With such a great view from the booth, what's the best thing to look at besides the game itself? Talking about our new home here in the Herb Carneal press box.
There's just so much. The fans walk by, say hello. Everything. The Budweiser deck, the scoreboard, which is beautiful.
Here's Ange, and he takes down and away ball 1. The skyline of Minneapolis, pretty impressive. It's just nice after all those years indoors of knowing where you are.
I think the way, too, they cut the grass here. I mean, the infield, perfectly cut. Outfield, lines all over the place.
1-0 to Inge. And it's cut differently now than it was in the first homestand. I remember in the first series, Twins got a base hit, and the center fielder for the Red Sox, Bill Hall, had the ball snake on him as it rolled out to him because of the cross cut in center field. And Hall ended up bobbling the ball. And Larry DeVito, I think, took that personally. He said that shouldn't happen in a major league ballpark. So now he's got the straight on cut out to center. This one hit on a line to Span for out number 2.
But that was Bill Hall.
I know.
As a visiting player.
But I think Larry
should happen.
Larry felt that that was a major league ballpark. That shouldn't happen. The days of funny bounces and all that are behind us. So he told me, he said, when you come back in the next homestand, the grass is going to be cut differently. And it is. In center field, you should get a straighter roll as you charge the ball. 2 down on the 4th, and now Scott Sizemore. Sizemore with a bouncer to short his first time up. Uh-oh. We have company.
Mike Givens here.
Okay.
Bringing some Wendy's complimentary cards for a Burt Burger.
Is that right?
Yes.
Well, that's
announced today. Wendy's, we started the Burt Burger today, and proceeds are going to go to Parkinson's. So
outstanding. We'll talk more about that here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Out here.
1-1. Crack to right. Kadir is there. So Blackburn maybe getting some pitches up toward the end of the inning, but the inning starts with 4 hits and a couple of Tiger runs, and he ends up getting 3 fly ball outs to end the inning. start here. By Lincoln Mercury. Visit your local Lincoln Mercury dealer or go to experiencelm.com. And by AT&T. Find out what's possible with the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T. Rethink possible. Tied at 2 now. Dontrell Willis has delivered a strike and now a ball to J.J. Hardy. It'll be Hardy, Ramos, and Punto. Bottom third of the Twins lineup facing Willis in the fourth.
Yeah, Willis now has 67 pitches, 39 of them strikes, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts so far in the ball game.
2-1.
Twins with 3 hits in the ball game, an RBI double by Tomey in the first, an RBI single by Young, and then Span hitting one in the left field. In the second.
That's lifted to the right field corner, and Ordonez has a long run and makes a fair ball catch. One away. AT&T trivia with 1 out here in the fourth inning. Maybe the answer is Miguel Cabrera. Which 3 American League players have led the league in RBIs for 3 consecutive seasons in American League history, I guess? And can Cabrera be one of them? In the dirt, ball 1 to Wilson Ramos. Ramos struck out, swinging at a wild pitch up and away. It was the first time he had struck out as a big leaguer.
Yeah, his average was all the way down to 700. 7 for 10.
A bouncer to short. Ball comes up on Everett a little bit, and now 2 down. Hey, we were talking about the Burt Burger. Now, I know this because there's a cardboard cutout of it behind it.
We're going to bring that baby in.
Can you lift it? It looks heavy.
Maybe
that's just you.
That's just me that's heavy.
All right, so there is a Burt Burger. What's this all about?
Well, this is just a promotion that I'm doing with Wendy's at Wendy's throughout the 5-state area. Minneapolis area. You go to Wendy's and order a Burt Burger, and 20 cents of every burger that's sold goes to Parkinson's. So we're having a lot of fun with it, and hopefully everybody will go out there and buy and try a Burt Burger, which is pretty good. I had one this afternoon.
You did?
Yeah, I went to Wendy's this afternoon and bought one.
Okay.
Because the proceeds, again, so much goes to Parkinson's. And it has Thousand Island dressing on it,
okay.
Top and bottom,
okay.
With cheese, a nice piece of meat. I got the double because I'm a double type guy, with lettuce, tomato, and raw onion. Very, very good.
Now, I don't like onions on my burger.
Bro, you can take the onion off.
Can I order it and say, I'll take a Burt Burger without onion?
If you don't want tomato, you want lettuce.
Right.
Whatever you want. Just say Burt Burger. And, again, 20 cents of every burger sold goes to Parkinson's.
Well, you're to be commended for that. And
you didn't realize I was that big, huh?
I was going to say, it looks like you've had a burger before in your lifetime.
Or 2.
Yeah. 2-2 to Punto. 7 straight set down by Willis. And 1 lifted foul and out of play. No.
And Wendy's was nice enough to bring these complimentary burgers. Just these little cards right here will get you a free. And I gave you, a handful?
I got 4, 1 for every member of the family. Yep. Appreciate that.
So try it and find out, and the guys in the truck will get them. I'll be passing them out.
And I'm guessing that these huge cardboard cutouts, this is not the only one made. At Wendy's restaurants, probably everyone that has the Burt Burger has one of these babies.
Yes, they do, and there's also one in the stadium somewhere around here. It's kind of like Find Burt, kind of like Find Waldo, Find Burt.
Not that easy, or not that hard to find. 2-2. And now Punto trying to work out a 2-out walk and roll the lineup over and get Span to the plate.
Yeah, one other thing. This is going to run through the summer, so every month Wendy's going to let me know how many burgers were sold and how much is going to be donated to Parkinson's, and we'll just keep everybody updated.
Very nice.
So thank you for your support. If you like Burt Burgers, go out and get them.
This is the type of at-bat we saw from Punto a lot in the final weeks of the season, and some critical at bats like this against the Tigers, both before and during Game 163. He really had some grinding at bats and was a very, very tough out in the final weeks of the season. Now a fly ball to right, hit almost right at Ordonez. And Willis was wobbly early, but he set down 8 men in a row. We've got a tie game through 4 innings.
With Bridget and Vern from Rochester, who are celebrating 45 years together. They get $100 worth of scratch-off lottery tickets. Congratulations on 45 years. How did you celebrate your anniversary, which was Saturday, you told me?
We spent it in a windy afternoon at our grandson's soccer game.
At your grandson's soccer game. Is that what life is all about, isn't it?
That's what it's all about.
But you get to Target Field tonight. That's a pretty good celebration.
This is the celebration right here.
What a gift from our boss. Well, what a nice gift. We're also giving you $100 worth of scratch-off tickets. You get a circle from Bert, and your evening is complete.
Thank you very much.
Well, the Twins win would help too, right?
That's right. Do like we did last night.
Congratulations on 45 years.
Thank you.
Dick and Bert?
Yeah, they're sitting right down to our right here, Dick.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
1-1. Blackburn hoping to get a better 5th inning under his belt. Struggled in the 4th. Inning started with 4 straight hits, and he gave up the tying run. And Laird buckles in pain after fouling the ball on the inside of his knee.
Yeah, that two-seamer just went in on Laird, who's already frustrated because of that batting average. Came into the game hitting a 145.
Another sellout crowd here tonight, 39,020, and Laird hoping he's not a spectator for the rest of this game.
Oh, right on the shin right there.
We brought this up before. Remember a few years ago, Jermaine Dye broke his ankle. And it's amazing to me that doesn't happen more often. Obviously, everybody knows there's no padding there. There's no muscle. There's no fat. Just a little layer of skin and a bone. And Laird will be helped to his feet. Rand, the trainer for the Tigers. Jim Leland both making sure that Laird is okay. Now he'll drop down a bunt.
No, you pitch him hard in again.
Blackburn, as much as he struggled in the 4th inning, still is pitching to the Tigers here in the 5th with a total of 44 pitches. And of Laird, 1-2.
They're going back inside again. This time Laird says, nope, I'm not going for that pitch again. Laird, a career .247 hitter in his 8th major league season, his 2nd season with the Tigers. 6 seasons with the Texas Rangers, starting back in 2003.
Inside, and Blackburn really working Laird inside in this at bat. It's a full count. Blackburn's walk just one. It was Jackson to start the ball game. Bouncer to third. Easy play for Punto. 1 down. Laird hobbles all the way down to first. Minnesota Twins have teamed up with the Minnesota DNR to turn broken lumber into new trees. Every time this season that a Twins pitcher breaks an opponent's bat, 100 new trees will be planted in Minnesota state parks and trails. The Twins support the state parks, and you can too. Learn more at www.mndnr.gov. Here's Adam Everett. Get a pop-up caught by Orlando Hudson behind the mound to wrap up the 3rd inning. Another pop-up. This one coming back our way. And just beneath us. And Laird and Kevin Rand are going to head up to the visiting clubhouse and see what they can do about his owie. Drill to the left field corner and on the chalk line. And fan interference will allow Everett to get a ground rule double. It's wet chalk or whatever substance they use, but you could see it spray up with a ball hit right on the foul line.
Yeah, fastball in right there, and Everett just opening up quickly and hitting that double, a 1-out double here in the 5th inning. Watch this ball hit right on that line. And then the fans are so close down there, reaching over. So Everett hitting his 3rd double of the year.
Trying to find a way to get this guy to strike out. Just to get him out would be nice. He's reached 5 straight times.
Doubles are nothing new to the Tigers this year. That's 75 doubles they already have had this year. The most in the American League.
Rounder headed towards short. Hardy has it. Jackson retired on the play. Everett to third, 2 away. Now Blackburn will go after Johnny Damon. An out's an out, but it's nice here in the 5th inning to see Blackburn getting ground ball outs again. 10 of them. 10 of his 14 outs come on ground balls. Hasn't struck out anybody. And he delivers down and in to Damon. Blackburn walked the leadoff man, his only walk, and the Twins are next to last or second from the top. However you want to look at it, they've given up the 2nd fewest walks in the big leagues. There's a fly to center. Span going back. Has it measured and ends the inning. A 1-out double. No damage done. Bottom of the 5th coming up in a tie game. And the Twins will send up the top of their lineup, including Denard Span, to lead it off. Dontrell Willis to Denard Span. And Cabrera knocks it down. Span veers to his left.
Yeah, you don't want to run into that guy.
So on the first pitch, Span is retired, leading off the 5th inning.
Yeah, Dontrell Willis has really settled down since that rough first inning. Retired 9 straight.
We've seen the Twins, though, be much more aggressive early in the count again. When it seemed like throughout that first inning, they were willing to take 1 and at times 2 strikes against this guy. Here's Hudson, who drew a walk and scored in the first inning. Ball 1. Mentioned that the Twins have allowed the second fewest walks in the major leagues. Only the Phillies have issued fewer walks on a 1-0 pitch, grounded it to the shortstop, and Hudson's retired. Conversely, of course, they've taken the most walks in the major leagues.
Yeah, they've averaged about 4.7 walks per 9 innings, the Twins offense has.
Here's Morneau. He's 0 for 2 against Willis.
Willis has walked 3, but all those coming early in the ballgame.
First time through the order. Alex Avila, the new Detroit catcher. Gerald Laird taken out after fouling a ball off his left shin. And Morneau takes low, ball 1.
Arlene Erke, longtime Twin fan from Coon Rapids, wanting to say hello from Tim Laudner and us up here in the booth.
Morneau on a 1-0 pitch, swings at 1 inside, 1-1.
I met a young man downstairs as we were leaving, Jamie. I don't know if you met Jamie or not. He was sitting down by the Twins clubhouse. He's from St. Paul. He asked me to say hello to him today.
Okay.
Huge Twins fan.
1-1 to Morneau. And he fouls it at the plate, 1-2.
You know, you don't see too many pitchers with Dontrell Willis's type of delivery where, you know, he gets to that balance point and actually dips that right shoulder. And then all of a sudden, you know, here comes the ball. He gets back to that balance point, but the ball release, I think, sometimes is difficult to see exactly where that ball comes out.
And a called third strike. Second time of the ball game that Morneau has been called out on strikes. Dontrell Willis has retired 11 men in a row after a wobbly beginning to his night. Cooler temperatures and a breezy series finale tomorrow. Game 2 very much in doubt, tied at 2. Magglio Ordonez leading off the 6th. He goes after the first pitch and bounds it foul. Ordonez hit into a double play in the first inning and then singled, one of 4 consecutive singles for the Tigers when they got their 2 runs in the 4th.
Yeah, 2 of the base hits kind of went to the left and right of Justin Morneau. Ordonez is the one that hit it in the gap in right center. And then Cabrera kind of snuck his ball through the infield on the left side.
I haven't seen too many of those tonight. A full swing and a miss. And Ordonez behind in the count now, 0-2. Gets a base hit to right field.
Too good a pitch right there. Kadire trying to throw him out at first, and Ordonez just beats it out.
And Ordonez looking out there.
So what are you doing, Michael Kadire? And the fans here applauding Kadire for his effort right there. Ordonez on a 0-2 pitch hits this ball sharply. But Kadire right here, the ball got to him so quick, and he said, you know what, I got a chance to get you out at first.
I don't know if Ordonez took exception to the attempt, but he did engage Kadire with a long look out to right field. Maybe saying, hey, how about a little professional courtesy? I'm a right fielder, too.
You don't hustle down that line. Kadire would have thrown him out.
So now, Cabrera, very dangerous hitter, and he fouls the first pitch from Blackburn. And 2 strikes. Back to our AT&T trivia question.
Dropped by Alex Rodriguez.
Okay, I'm going to go Juan Gonzalez. Among recent players, probably Mantle, Williams, somebody like that.
Oh, Cecil Fielder. And Ty Cobb, 2 former Tigers, along with the Babe.
Not sure how we got that right.
Well, we are playing the Tigers.
There you go. 1-2 to Miguel Cabrera. Struck him out. And maybe the most dangerous Tiger hitter is the first strikeout victim for Nick Blackburn.
Yeah, for Blackburn again coming into the ball game, 23 2/3 innings, only 7 strikeouts. And a good sinker down underneath that swing of Cabrera.
You know, that's not too far away from the pitch he threw that Cabrera got his base hit in the 4th inning. It was a pitch very low out of the strike zone. This one was down and in. Here's Brennan Bosch. 0-2. How many can they get? Bosch runs pretty well. They get the lead runner, and that's all. It's a 2 down.
Oh, there I am.
All dressed up in that one. And you're holding a baseball instead of a burger.
Yeah, again, thank you, Wendy's, for the promotion. Should have a lot of fun and raise a lot of money for Parkinson's. And should I circle myself? Nah.
And just a little background. Some fans may not know Parkinson's claimed your father's life. That's why you have such an intimate interest in it.
Yes, for sure.
Strike 1 to Brandon Inge.
Well, there's so many people that are afflicted by Parkinson's out there. We just had the Parkinson's walk on May 1st, and again, over $53,000 was raised. So my wife Gail and I are involved with Parkinson's, and it's a great charity.
And almost with a nice block. And I'm still volunteering to get a couple leeches since you did night crawlers last year. If you would eat leeches, we could raise a lot of money for Parkinson's for that.
Well, you can always go to Wendy's, and maybe they can put one on a couple on a burger.
Put enough ketchup on it, you'll eat anything, won't you? 1-1 to Brandon Inge.
Night crawlers were fun. Leeches, no.
busted bat. Hardy picks it off, fires to second. Hudson can't field it cleanly, and the inning will continue. The only play he had was at second, and Hardy's throw one hop to second base.
Yeah, it should be an infield base hit right there. I'll tell you what, J.J. Hardy has made some great plays. You know, he makes the steady play, and right there, I mean, off balance throw, short hops Hudson, and the ball just unable to get into his glove, but a great effort right there by J.J. Hardy.
So now 2 on, 2 out, and Scott Sizemore, the hitter. Blackburn shaves the outside corner. Tigers getting a couple in the fourth. The Twins getting their almost predictable now 2 first-inning runs.
I mentioned before, Sizemore, a rookie for the Tigers this year.
There's a roller to third, and Punto can walk to the bag. A couple of hits for the Tigers. They do no damage, and we're still tied at 2. Our Coors Light Freeze Can.
Well, Nick Blackburn making a great backhanded play right here. Look how the ball hit his glove. He had no idea until he felt it on the glove and then completed the double play off the bat of Maglier Ordonez.
Turned out to be a pretty big play in that first inning. The Twins were able to get a couple of runs in the bottom of the inning. The Frost Brewed Coors Light Freeze Can.
Well, Blackburn 67 pitches over the first 6 innings.
Comey takes strike 1.
I'll tell you what, Dontrell Willis has found his groove. 11 straight retired.
Getting ahead of Tomey, strike 1. And now ball 1. Tomey doubled in a run in the first, struck out in the third. Twins will try to get their 4th walk sometime this inning, maybe in the leadoff plate appearance. Check swing and a foul.
I mentioned before, Jim Tomey, 61 career home runs against the Tigers, but he has a lot of home runs against everybody, tied with Rafael Palmeiro at 569. Harmon Killebrew next in line. And just talking to Jim Tomey, that's going to be a thrill when that happens.
Because he spent a lot of time talking with Harmon in spring training this year. 1 and 2.
He respects the heck out of Harmon. And why wouldn't you? But Jim Tomey's respected by everybody that gets to know him.
Harmon's number retired here. His statue sitting outside of Target Field. 2 and 2 to Tomey. And now inside. The Twins have drawn 3 walks, but you look at their numbers. They've drawn nearly 5 walks a game and issued just over 2 walks per game. More patient team, the most patient team Joe Vavra's had. And Tomey rolls it foul. the Twins have him now. You can imagine what it must be like for the Tigers who've never had him. They've seen Thome beat them for years as a member of the Cleveland Indians, then the Chicago White Sox. Now Thome trying to beat him as a member of the Minnesota Twins. Swing and a foul, and Avila hangs on.
Well, you know, the hitters were talking, and I know Roy Smalley and Tim Laudner were talking about Dontrelle Willis, how difficult sometimes it is to pick up the ball. You see the right shoulder really dip, and then right there's the release. He'll give you that high leg kick. He'll give you all that herky-jerky type of delivery, but like every pitcher, you try to get to that balance point, and then that's where your release point is.
Michael Kadire saying that Willis, when they faced him in Detroit, never made any mistakes over the plate. He was pitching to the corners, throwing strikes, and when he would miss outside, inside, but he never made any mistakes over the middle of the plate. And that's how you keep the ball in the ballpark. 2-0 now here to Kadire. Maybe he's due to make one of those mistakes. Driven deep to right center field. Hard off the wall. Kadire digs for second, and he's got an extra base hit, and the first Twins hit since Span's one-out single in the second.
Well, there's a mistake right there by Willis. He just left the ball up, and Kadire put a great swing on it. Take a look at the pitch tracks right here. Pretty much right down the middle. Kadire doesn't miss it. It's off that padded wall out in right center. And for Kadire, his 6th double of the year. And that ends a streak of 12 straight retired by Dontrelle Willis.
And Jim Leyland's going to come to the mound here. Willis taking this game into the 6th, but apparently no farther. Joel Zumaya is going to relieve Dontrelle Willis when we come back.
The way the ball's going to fly, we're not going to be able to know until we get some games under our belt.
Kadire, the Target Field home run leader, with 4.
A good swing right there by Michael Kadire. Oh, he hit that ball a long way. You see Jackson doing a great job of playing that carom. Well, Kadire in with a 1-out double. And Kadire so far here at Target Field hitting .350 with the 4 home runs.
Elman Young, the last Twin to drive in a run, his first inning single, scored Jim Thome. Now Kadire in scoring position with 1 out. Hard throwing Joel Zumaya, the pitcher. First pitch tapped up the line to third. Barehanded by Inge, and Young beats it out. So Young, a much faster version than we've seen in his first 2 years with the Twins, and he gets an infield hit.
Oh, tough play right here. Brendan Inge has to come in. It's kind of like a swinging bunt. He comes in, does everything he can, bare hands it, and on the run flips it over to first, but Delman Young just beats it out. So Delman picks up his second hit of the ball game.
We've seen catches that Young admits he wouldn't have been able to make last year. We've seen infield hits. Zamaya, fire throwing right-hander, and now J.J. Hardy with runners at first and third and one away. In there for a strike. When Zamaya pitched against the Twins, he regularly hit 100, 101 miles per hour last week at Comerica Park. Here, the first two pitches, 97 and 98. Still plenty fast.
And the Tigers bullpen, the best in the American League so far.
Hardy bounces it. Foul ball. Cabrera didn't field it cleanly right near the line. Kadire came in and crossed the plate, but it's a foul ball.
Oh, very close play right there. Usually the home plate umpire is the umpire that usually calls that. Right off the end of the bat. That's very close right there.
Well, two strikes. Hardy trying to get a ball to the outfield to get the Twins a lead back. Up the middle, through for a hit. Kadire scores, and the Twins take a 3-2 lead.
Well, one thing against Joel Zamaya, you have to look fastball. He can throw that ball at 100 miles an hour, but if it's straight, good major league hitters are still going to be quicking up their bat and get the barrel of the bat out, just like J.J. Hardy did right there. Ahead in the count, he left the pitch up. J.J. Hardy hit it right up the middle. Adam Everett almost knocking that ball down, but Kadire scoring for the Twins to take a 3-2 lead. For Hardy, his 11th run driven in.
Here's Wilson Ramos. Swing and a foul, one strike.
Yeah, the bullpen for the Tigers over the last 16 ball games, a combined 1.02 ERA. They've worked 53 innings, allowed only 6 earned runs. Now that run of Kadire, that belongs to Dontrell Willis.
Ramos looking for his first hit in tonight's game. Breaking ball inside. First couple of at-bats, seems like Ramos is getting more wrinkles.
Yeah, and so Zamaya, I mean, he's one of those guys that just can throw hard, but the breaking ball is very inconsistent. Clocked at 80 miles an hour.
Cabrera is not even holding Hardy at first, so he's able to get a very big lead, and now Avila giving some signs in front of home plate.
Yeah, I remember when Nolan Ryan pitched against the Twins, everybody would go up there and look for the fastball. You have to, and if he was able to get the breaking ball over, you kind of tip your hat. And Zamaya, that same type of pitcher. You have to sit on the fastball, and if he's able to get a breaking ball over, you walk back to the bench.
Lifted foul and out of play, 1-2.
Something Ramos has to learn at the major league level that I don't think there's too many guys in AAA or in the minor leagues that throw 100 miles an hour. Twins would like to get some insurance runs right here.
Tired of waiting, time call. One and 2 to Wilson Ramos. And he fouls it back. Ramos in the lineup. The Twins got 20 hits one night and 10 runs the next.
And Ramos a big part of that. 7 for 9 in those 2 ball games.
And the news on Mauer encouraging. It's a soft tissue bruise, not a bone bruise. Encouraging the notion that he'll be back sooner rather than later. Ramos hangs on. And we say that because Ramon Castro, who's a completely different player than Joe Mauer, but he plays the same position. He's a backup catcher for the White Sox. He had a bone bruise in his heel and was out for 6 weeks. They just activated him. So it was a serious situation, and maybe a little less serious now that we know exactly what it is and that it's not a bone bruise.
And you have to sit on the fastball right here.
2-2. And he got a breaking ball low to fill the count.
Well, he's tried 3 breaking balls for Ramos, and he's missed all 3 times.
Twins held without a hit from early in the 2nd inning through the 5th, but now 3 consecutive hits here in the 6th. And Ramos fights off a very tough pitch. 96 miles per hour on the outside corner, and he got a piece of it.
On the black.
So on this long at bat here, that might be the toughest pitch that Ramos has seen. And he's kept his at bat alive. Double play ball. And the long battle won by Zumaya. The Twins get one. 3 straight hits, and they retake the lead in the bottom of the 6th.
The Twins in the 1st inning. Jim Thome picking up an RBI single right there. Double. That's scoring Hudson. Twins leading 2-0. And then 4 straight hits in the 4th inning by the Tigers. Tied the game at 2 apiece, and we just saw J.J. Hardy picking up an RBI, and the Twins take a 3-2 lead. Well, Blackburn coming into this inning, starting his 7th inning of work, 67 pitches, and 3/4 of them have been fastballs.
Blackburn activated from the family emergency list. Jeff Manship sent back to Rochester. So the Twins right now with 11 pitchers, 5 starters, 6 relievers. So anytime any starter can be pitching to the opposition in the 7th inning with less than 70 pitches, the Twins will take that. They'd like to milk every out they can get from Blackburn, and if it's a 9-inning complete game, all the better. Bouncer to second. Avila in his first plate appearance in relief of Gerald Laird, is retired. Laird, by the way, had x-rays taken of his left shin. The x-rays were negative, and he has a shin contusion. One down, that'll bring up Adam Everett.
And that basically means it hurts.
Yes. Everett doubled into the left field corner his last time up. At the knees, a strike.
Yeah, Everett got a fastball up and hit that chalk line down the left field line.
And a breaking ball dropped over for strike two.
Oh, Blackburn's got very good rhythm here tonight. Not trying to overthrow. Done a good job of keeping the ball down in the strike zone.
Popped up right field. Hudson out. Kadire in. And it's Kadire with the call on the catch, out number two. If you just joined us, sad news today around baseball. One of the great broadcasters in the history of the game, Ernie Harwell, succumbed to cancer today at the age of 92. A great friend to everybody in baseball. And I don't think there's anyone who ever met Ernie who wasn't better because of that.
That's right. You're absolutely right.
Two down. And Austin Jackson will hit. Up and in, ball one. Jackson's reached twice. Blackburn walked him. The only walk Blackburn has allowed tonight to start the ball game, and then Jackson singled and scored in the fourth. Fisted to the right side. And a good inning for Blackburn. A 1-2-3-7. He's completed 7 with just 74 pitches thrown. McDonald, I'm loving it. By Toyota, thank you for standing by us. For more information, visit buyatoyota.com. And by Quest High-Speed Internet. Get blazing fast speeds that won't burn up your wallet. Joel Zomaya gave up a couple of hits, and the Twins got the go-ahead run, and our Irby's value player of the game balloting still open. Text the word value to short code 234234. Jim Thome with 43%. Nick Blackburn with 7 great innings, just 18% of the vote. And Nick Punto leading off the bottom of the 7th inning. One strike. That one clocked here at 100 miles per hour. Punto's walked and hit a fly ball to right. Off the plate at 98. 1-1. Twins finally knocked Dontrell Willis out. He had another good ball game against the Twins here. Got 16 outs, gave up a double to Kadire, and ultimately was charged with the third Twins run. Swing and a foul, 1-2.
And that's one thing as a starter, Dick. I hated to come out of a ball game with a runner on and then have a reliever, give it up. And Zomaya, believe me, didn't want to do it, but you end up maybe paying for it.
Punto on an off-speed pitch, taps it foul. Well, the Tigers do have the best bullpen. You referenced that before, and this guy, a big part of it. He's come in, as he did to the Twins in Detroit, pitched multiple innings, and just given the Tigers shut-down relief.
Yeah, the Tigers just hope he can stay healthy.
Inside, and it's 2-2.
Now, last time he has been healthy throughout the whole year, you go back to 2006, his first year. 1.94 ERA. The last 3 years, he spent a lot of time on a disabled list. Surgery on his right shoulder, and then the shoulder giving him some problems over the last couple of years.
Punto strikes out. And it's first out of the 7th inning. Now you can get a behind-the-scenes view of Target Field, as public and private tours of this great new ballpark are now available. To find out ballpark tour dates and times, or to reserve a private tour for a larger group, just visit twinsbaseball.com or call 800-33-TWINS. One gone on the 7th. Here's Span. Ouch. That's a sickening sound. An awful sound of a bat breaking. 2 down.
Second time Span is grounded out to Cabrera.
You laugh about that?
I love that sound.
2 down, and here's Orlando Hudson. That'll be in the pro shop. Hudson walked and scored in the first inning.
Hudson needs a hit right here. He came into the ball game with a 10-game hitting streak.
Swings through a 99-mile-per-hour fastball. Looking it up. This has been a great opening to this new ballpark. Twins fans have fallen in love with this place. The Twins have played well here. We have not had any dramatic finishes. The closest thing we've had to a dramatic finish is when the Twins scored a run in the bottom of the 7th that proved to be the deciding run in the first homestand. We haven't had a walk-off. We haven't had a Twins win with them scoring in their last at bat in the 8th inning, 9th inning, or beyond. Lifted foul and out of play. Nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all. As long as they maintain a 3-2 lead, there's nothing wrong with that.
But this ballpark has brought so much life to the baseball fans here. Imagine whenever that happens, what the atmosphere in this ballpark is going to be like. 2 strikes, and Hudson on a check swing in time. Yep, 1-2.
And that breaking ball just a little low. And Zomaya has thrown 4 breaking balls by my account, and all of them been down in the strike zone.
That'd be the last man Zomaya faces here, with lefties Morneau and Thome due up next, and Coke warmed up in the bullpen. Doesn't seem to have great command of that breaking pitch, does it?
He would be nasty if he was able to get that curveball over, and that's what made Nolan Ryan such a great pitcher. Is not only the fastball, but I know against the Twins in the 70s when he was with the Angels, he got that breaking ball over, and that's why he always struck out 16, 17 guys and pitched 7 no-hitters. There's a curveball right there.
Hudson swings through it, and Zomaya has retired the last 4, and we've got a 1-run game through 7.
As we continue to bring you some of the conveniences of this brand new ballpark, no sugarcoating this one. We're talking women's restrooms, and they are plenty here at the new ballpark. There are 401 restroom fixtures, aka toilets. It is what it is. But 401, that's 150 more than there were at the Metrodome. And there are a lot of female baseball fans. I take this part personally, and I can bring you the good news that there is no line at this women's restroom. We're up foul territory, left field line, second deck, no line, plenty of women's restrooms. And before you can even ask me, no, the camera is not going inside. We're staying on the ground.
Darn it. And aren't we all glad that we didn't do that feature when Robbie Ince-Mikowski was our field reporter? Johnny Damon leading off the 8th. 1-1 pitch, slap foul, 1-2.
Well, great, outstanding pitch count for Nick Blackburn. 77 pitches now. He's had 4 innings where he's had 10 or less pitches in an inning.
Just a 1-run game, and he'll have to try to navigate through some pretty tough hitters in this Detroit lineup. Check swing up high, 2-2. Chopper to short. Hardy has it. And over to Morneau, 1 away. Time for the Quest high-speed pitch. Brought to you by Quest High-Speed Internet.
Well, Dontarro Willis at 93. Probably the couple of those fastballs to Justin Morneau down and away. And Nick Blackburn clocked as high as 92. But I bet you the average for Blackburn's probably 86, 87, and 88 mark right there. A good sinker. Some action in the Twins bullpen, Matt Guerrero and Brian Dunsing.
And a strike on the outside corner to Maglio Ordonez. Ordonez hit the line drive up the middle that Blackburn flagged down behind his ear and turned it into a double play, and he's gotten a couple of singles since then.
15 ground ball outs, make it 16 for Nick Blackburn.
Just a theory. And it may be all wet like a lot of my theories, but Blackburn had the family situation he needed to tend to, and he got away from the game a little bit. And maybe within that an opportunity to take a larger view of things, put some things in perspective, and just relax and be Nick Blackburn instead of, as he said, trying to do too much.
Well, the reports were that he sat down with pitching coach Rick Anderson, too, and they just talked about, his first 4 starts. How can you improve on that? And, very heart-to-heart talk. And I'm sure they talked about, he was not getting that sink on that fastball that, that has made Nick Blackburn into the pitcher that he's become.
2-0 now to.
And here tonight, he's had it.
Cabrera, the hitter. And he takes a strike, 2-1.
This is a guy you want to be very careful with right here.
They pitched him consistently at the knees or below, and sometimes that hasn't worked. He golfed a line drive base hit in the fourth. Chops it to the right side. How about Blackburn tonight, folks? 8 complete innings, and in the 8th, 3 ground ball outs. He's completed 8 innings on 85 pitches.
Coming up after the final out, we'll bring you Quest Twins Live. We'll include the Toyota postgame wrap where we will look at Nick Blackburn trusting his stuff tonight, relying on his sinker. Plus, plays at the plate. We'll look at the role of the relay man and the catcher in some close calls for the Twins at home over the last couple of games. Reaction from Ron Gardenhire and Jim Leland, as well as from the players and inside the Twins clubhouse. All of that when we record the final out, which is hopefully not far away, Dick and Bert.
Now, which one of you guys, thank you, Marty, which one of you guys is going to play Drew Butera when we recreate these plays at the plate?
Tim Laudner is.
The former catcher is going to do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, here's Phil Koch coming out of the bullpen. Joel Zamaya did give up that infield hit to Delman Young and then the RBI single to J.J. Hardy to give the Twins a 3-2 lead, but then he got the double play and a 1-2-3-7. And the 8th inning belongs to the left-hander, Phil Koch.
Because Morneau will lead things off, and then Thome, and then Michael Kadire. There's some activity in the Tiger bullpen behind Koch. Morneau looking for his first hit. Dontrell Willis struck him out twice, looking. Dontrell Willis struck out Thome twice, swinging, but it was Thome's double in the first that scored the first run of the game. Breaks in front of the plate, ball one. Twins saw Koch when he was a member of the Yankee pitching staff last year.
Yeah, fastball in the low 90s, a slider and a changeup.
Off the end of the bat into the camera well outside the Tiger dugout. One and one. Foul off the end of the bat on a breaking pitch, 1-2. Royals leading the White Sox 6-2. Toronto came back to beat Cleveland 8-5. Actually, that game not a final. That's in the bottom of the 8th inning at Progressive Field. Ouch. Koch falls down and can't get to his feet.
And I thought the pitchers were the greatest athletes in the world. Give an infield base hit.
They do. It's a hit for Morneau.
Well, the greatest athlete in the world feeling his position. He just slips. And then, okay, come on, get up. Nope.
You know, this field took a lot of rain, but that was a couple hours ago. I don't think it's rained much in the last couple. I don't know that you can blame that on a wet field. He just spun out. And now Tomey comes up with a man aboard.
Just shows sometimes it's hard to get up.
Did you say Chuck Finley was the worst at that?
No, Chuck Finley was bad at covering first.
Oh, okay.
He always fell on the bag.
And Tomey takes outside, ball one. Tomey's faced Koch 4 times, gotten a hit. The guy who really wore out Koch last year was Mauer, who homered twice against him at Yankee Stadium. Half swing, but he went 1-1. Nice block by Avila, keeping Morneau at first base.
Well, the big breaking ball right here. Tomey unable to hold up, but Avila right there smothering the ball.
Tomey with his 15th RBI of the season in the first inning. It's interesting, the White Sox getting first option, I guess, on Tomey's services. They figured they would go with Mark Kotze and others, and Mark Kotze right now hitting $160 for the White Sox, hitting behind Paul Konerko. There is an inactive Twin bullpen. John Roush sitting down, meaning I think Blackburn's going to have a shot at a complete game here tonight. Or so it would appear. Tomey drives it hard to center, but Jackson is there for out number 1. Last night, Michael Cuddyer provided our Coors Light Cold Hard Blast with a 3-run homer. Tonight, it was a 6th-inning double.
Well, the last hitter that Dontrell Willis faced, it was Michael Cuddyer, and Cuddyer got a pitch up and hit it off the wall here in right center for a double. And it's Cuddyer right now. The go-ahead run. J.J. Hardy drove him in a couple hitters later.
Jim Leyland waiting a little bit, but he'll make a move to his bullpen, bringing in the right-hander to face Cuddyer. Another hard thrower and another right-hander, Ryan Perry, will come in for Detroit with the Twins up a run and threatening in the 8th. the Twins continues on Saturday. Come early to the day game against Baltimore. The first 20,000 fans will receive the first DQ cap of the season. Call 833-TWINS. Find out more details. Check on ticket availability for Target Field games in 2010.
Well, Ryan Perry coming out of the bullpen, making his 12th relief appearance. A 2.45 earned run average coming out of the bullpen. 11 innings pitched, 10 strikeouts, 6 walks. Perry with a good fastball, not the Zamaya type fastball, but he can get it in the upper 90s. Hard slider and a changeup.
And particularly tough on Kadair, just 1 for 7 with 4 strikeouts. He takes a belt high strike. You want to apply for a job, for a Tiger relief job? Your resume needs to start with a 94-mile-per-hour fastball. Anything under that, they probably will not even consider you. 1-1.
Perry, just 23 years old, Tigers' #1 pick back in 2008 out of the University of Arizona. He appeared in only 22 minor league games before getting called up last year.
Bouncer to third. Inge, a great pickup. And out at second and first, even though it looked like Sizemore might have skipped the bag early. He was wiped out by Morneau. And Perry gets the job done. It's a 1-run lead for the Twins. We'll see if Nick Blackburn. Game reset, and there he is, Nick Blackburn, starting the 9th inning.
Well, Blackburn looking for his 4th career complete game. He had 3 last year. The last complete game he had was against the Tigers here in Minnesota at the Metrodome back on July 5th.
Brandon Bosch just sends one deep into the night to tie the game. Way back. And it's 3 apiece.
A high breaking ball right there, and Bosch, young man that has come up and left a pretty good impression. Ball coming back on the field.
That ball was hit a long way.
Well, Blackburn hasn't made many mistakes, and Bosch, his 2nd major league home run. Ties the game at 3 apiece.
So now Brandon Inge. Measure that at 398 feet conservatively. One strike to Inge. A high chopper for strike 2.
I think the Twins are working on one of those dramatic wins.
Let's hope so. This is pitch number 90 for Blackburn. Hope down the right field line, foul. You know, Blackburn pitched so well and had so much time off between starts. The Twins went against their book. Normally, if there's a save situation to be had, you hand it to the closer. But Blackburn gives up the game-tying home run, and now Roush is warming up behind him. Swing and a miss. And out number 1.
Well, I think there's a lot of things that went into that, deciding that to go out there for the 9th inning. Only 85 pitches and 17 ground ball outs. Blackburn picking up his second strikeout. Inge swinging at a pitch down in the strike zone.
And then, too, the 8th inning. Not just the 3 ground ball outs in the 8th, but who he faced. He got Damon, Ordonez, and Cabrera on weak ground balls. 2 outs. And that'll bring up Avila. Avila catching in relief of Gerald Laird, who left with a leg injury, fouling a ball off his left leg. Avila in his only plate appearance hit a ground ball to Hudson. We will have a bottom of the 9th inning, and it'll be Young, Hardy, and Ramos due to hit for the Twins.
Well, I think, too, also, Dick, very important that the Twins only have 6 relievers out there, too, with Manship going back to AAA, Rochester.
That's hit well to left field. Delman Young chasing it. No, he dropped the ball on the warning track. And Avila will go to second base. The ball hit the glove and came out. The Tigers have the go-ahead run at second.
Well, Avila giving it a ride right there. And they're going to give Avila a double. Delman went a long way for this ball. But a ball I think he would say he should have caught. Right there. Hits the heel of his glove and bounces out.
And now Santiago will hit for Adam Everett. Santiago's gotten some big hits for the Tigers this year, hoping to get a big one here. They have not had a lead in this series. They have a chance to get one here in the top of the 9th.
Well, Santiago, a switch hitter, hitting .349 as a left-handed hitter.
Ground ball, and Hardy with a great stop to save a run. Now they've got the runner hung up between third and home. What a play by J.J. Hardy. A great physical play and a better mental play. first, stopping this ball from going into the outfield.
Well, Gene Lamont, the third base coach, is trying to hold him up right here, but Avila decides, that ball, he just took it upon himself. He rounded the bag, and great play by J.J. Hardy. Nick Punto tagging him out. You can see, I don't even think he picked up Gene Lamont. Take a look at third base coach Gene Lamont saying, "Oh, hold up. Uh-oh, too late. Nothing I can do about it."
So Hardy will hit second, perhaps, unless Young ends the game right here. And Blackburn still has a chance for a win, completing 9 innings. Young with a pair of hits, including an RBI single in the first. Big swing on a breaking pitch, and it's fouled back. Young in his last 2 ball games is 6 for 7 with a walk. Down low, 1-1. Another foul. 1-2. Very tough to hit, but at times control is an issue with him. See if that comes into play here in the bottom of the 9th. 1-2 to Delman Young. Chopper up the middle. Santiago is there, and Young just barely retired on a 2-hopper to short.
Well, good hustle right there by Delman Young. Santiago, who pinched hit for Everett, takes over at short. He comes in and fields the ball. And on the run, had a little trouble getting that ball out, but able to get Young at first.
So 1 down, and now J.J. Hardy. 1 for 3 on the night. Up and in, ball 1, 96 miles per hour.
Now Hardy, an RBI single in his last at bat in the 6th inning when the Twins took a 3-2 lead. Hardy's 11th run driven in.
And now 2-0. Popped up, coming back, and out of play. So far in his career, Perry at times has been overpowering, but he has issued 44 walks in 73 innings. So his biggest issue isn't giving up hits, it's issuing walks. 2-1 to Hardy. 3-1 the count now with Ramos on deck.
We're trying to overthrow that breaking ball right there.
Three and 1 to Hardy. Deep to left center field. Up. Back off the wall and away from Jackson. Hardy around second, on his way to third, and he is in with a 1-out triple.
I think when we've seen that 377 mark, that's a long way to hit a ball at this ballpark for some reason. Hardy gave it he smoked this ball right here. Bosch and Jackson kind of converged right here, and they kind of both pulled up. And that ball hitting the base of the wall and then going back toward the infield. And Hardy with a big triple. A 1-out triple.
Never know, of course, but That was a ball that would have appeared to me to have been about 10 rows back at the other ballpark.
Yep.
So a triple for Hardy. And Ramos, who told us after the game last night he was very appreciative of the fans' support and reaction after his 3 hits last night. If he gets a hit here, he'll forget all about last night.
Well, the infield has to come in. The outfield has to come in.
And Ramos swings and misses. Another breaking pitch. A strikeout and a couple of ground balls to short off the bat of Ramos in his 3rd major league game.
Well, you can see where the defense is. All the outfielders coming in. Got to hit this breaking ball.
It gets away from the catcher. Here comes Hardy, and the Twins will win.
Well, there's your dramatic win you were wanting. And they're mobbing J.J. Hardy. And Nick Blackburn does get the complete game.
It was tied going to the bottom of the inning because of Hardy, and the Twins win it after 9 innings because of Hardy. Our Jimmy John's player of the game.
Well, I knew Perry was going to stay with a breaking ball. That one getting away from Avila and going into the camera well. Well, J.J. Hardy scoring the winning run as the Twins beat the Tigers 4-3.
So the Twins have won this series in dramatic fashion. And what an inning, Anthony, for J.J. Hardy. A brilliant defensive play and the big triple that led to the game-winning run.
And for the first time this